Hello everyone, Happy New Year. I made this hallway table over the holidays and I'm going to show you how an inexperienced person in woodworking like me did it. I know this isn't my usual content, but you know, New Year, same me. The tools I use are nothing fancy as you can see, but the most important thing is the miter box and the drill. I took these drill bits out of my dad's toolbox when I moved out, so he doesn't know I have them, but these are good for pre-drilling so your wood don't crack. And my drill came with this Phillips head bit so I can install all the hardware without having to buy extra tools. The material I'm going to be using is this wood that I dismembered from a skid at work. I would have taken a video of it, but taking a video at work is illegal, so I couldn't do that. So the first thing I did was cut all my pieces to the size that I needed. I kind of freestyled this build, but it is what it is. The box was kind of hard to use, so I started in the box and then I finished them off outside the box. After cutting all the pieces, I started sanding all the parts to prep it for gluing and screwing. We got some of these 8 by 1 1/4 wood screws. I got cut off there, but I'm going to use those screws and infuse them with the wood glue to hold everything together. This is the wood orientation I put my wood in because this is 2023 and you can have whatever wood orientation you want. I use some clamps to hold everything down so that I can make sure my joints are nice and tight. I made sure to pre-drill all the holes so that when I go to screw it in, the wood doesn't get a crack like the one you were born with. I used a piece of wood to space out the cross member from the edge because why not? And when one side was done, I did the same thing to the other side. I felt it was missing a little something, so I cut another piece of wood to put across to thicken it up a little bit, or at least to make it look thicker, because we like our tables thick. I basically did the same thing that I did with the cross members. I clamped it down, glued it, screwed it, not in that specific order, but you know what I mean. And after I did one side, I did the same thing to the other side. Once all that was done, I was finished with the final construction. All I had to do was start sanding it, because that's what YouTube told me to do. I don't have one of those fancy sanding orbital sander thingies, so I had to use a sanding block. I sanded the top and the bottom until my arms fell off. As you can see, I am wearing a dust mask because, you know, safety third. Once I finished sanding, I cleaned off my surfaces and my work area, and then I wiped everything with a damp cloth to get rid of all the dust so that I can prep it for staining. I'm going to be using the stain poly combo that came with the house because it was free. So I started applying stain to the bottom and the top because nothing says classy like covering up all your mistakes. After the first coat was dry, I lightly sanded it down and wiped off the dust because that's what Google said to do if you wanted a smooth finish. Then I applied the next coat and I was done with the tabletop. For the legs, I got these hairpin legs off Amazon for like 40 bucks because without them your table would just be a pile of wood on the floor. To mount them up, I just kind of eyeballed it, used a marker, and then I pre-drilled all the holes before attaching the hardware. The legs also came with these feet things to keep them level so that they don't scratch up your floor. And with that, my hallway table is complete. And I just gotta flip it over to see what this thing actually looks like. As you can see from my stupid face, I'm actually pretty impressed with myself, and this thing turned out pretty good.
Sweet, this thing is sweet. So, I posted both ads. Okay, so I've created both a marketplace ad as well as a Kijiji ad. Kijiji is basically like Canadian Craigslist, but like less sketchy. Anyway, I've created both, posted it for $150 as a hallway console table. I think it looks pretty good, so all that is left is to wait and see if anyone actually wants to buy it. Hopefully someone buys it. It'd be cool to make some money out of it so I can buy more tools for my future projects.
Now, this is some B-roll of me pretending to wait for somebody to respond to my ad. I know that it adds a dramatic effect, but in all honesty, it took about 3 weeks, and somebody finally responded to my ad and offered me $100 and offered to pick it up that day. So we made the deal and I sold it.
So yeah, here it is, $100. I sold the table. It took a while. I guess I listed it for too high of a price, but I'm glad with what I got for now. It's my first project, so I was happy to make any money out of this. So now with $100, I can buy a used table saw. I can buy sanding equipment like an orbital sander so that I don't have to manually sand everything, because using the miter box sucks, but it's not bad, but sanding sucks. So yeah, we'll see what I can get with this $100. Hopefully I can get something that will help me improve my productivity as well as increase the quality of the stuff that I make. As you can see, you can make money out of using very little equipment. You just have to be kind of creative. Obviously, you have to source your pallet wood, but once you got your wood, you can make whatever you want. So I might actually try making this again with nicer equipment one day, but for now, I'm gonna move on to other projects and see where that takes me. Hope you guys enjoyed my video. As always, thank you for watching. If you like my content enough, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button, and if you want to see other videos like this in the future, please subscribe. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. See you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye!